Howdy, ladies and gentlemen. This is Paul, the Redneck Thinker. Thomas Jefferson said, "If you want something you've never had, you must be willing to do something you've never done." Benjamin Franklin said, "Without continual growth and progress, such words as improvement, achievement, and success have no meaning." Basically, get off your duff, get to working, you've got dreams, you've got goals, you've got to do what it takes to get them. Like, subscribe, comment, show what your opinion is. Let me know if you like what you've seen. And I thank you for your support. Howdy, y'all. This is Paul, the Redneck Thinker. If you're watching this video and enjoy it, I have a link tree down below if you want to contact me via social media, if there's topics you want me to cover, or if you want to help me out via Patreon. It's all in my link tree. Now, I don't know what to think about what I'm reading here. It seems that both the U.S. Department of Agriculture and the National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Diseases, aka Anthony Fauci's little personal kingdom for almost 40 years, have been working on gain of function for bird flu. It just boggles the mind about how they want to bioengineer all of these diseases. I don't understand it. It is completely confusing, but we're going to talk about this stupidity that the government is doing and our tax dollars are paying for. Okay, this bird flu gain of function. We are first going to explain what gain of function is. Basically, for those unfamiliar with gain of function research, it essentially means juicing up naturally occurring animal viruses in a lab to make them more infectious among humans. They say that, but they're doing this with bird flu that people were already catching supposedly all this time. And this is the gain of function research. It's H5N1 if you want to know the specific disease. Other scientists have conducted gain of function research on Asian A. That is literally the name. I'm not being racist on this one. Literally, H5N1 is called the Asian A viruses and identified molecular changes that increase the ability of those diseases or those viruses to transmit in mammals via infectious respiratory droplets. So in other words, they're making it more easy for this to spread among humans. And our money is being used to finance this. And by the way, as of reading this, I'm September 18, 2024. AMA update covers range of healthcare topics affecting the lives of physicians, residents, yada yada yada. For bird flu news, the current situation. This is all from the CDC, by the way. It says, while the current public health risk is low, CDC is watching the situation carefully and working with states to monitor people with animal exposures. National flu surveillance specimens tested, 47,000 plus specimens tested that would have detected influenza A. They call it influenza A here, yet others call it, wow, what in the world? Different folks call it different things here, I guess. This is from the CDC. So CDC is calling it two different things. I guess they had to change it from that one. So, surveillance, 4,800 after exposure to infected animals. Total people tested, 240 plus after exposure to infected animals. Human cases, 14 total reported human cases in the United States. So, basically, the numbers are, they're making it so it's going to be easier of this one particular virus. And it seems that it's working. Okay, I was just wondering because I was looking that up as I was talking to you, but here we go. In 2019, now mind you, this may seem old, but I've got more recent news literally right after this. 2019, controversial experiments that could make bird flu more risky posed to resume. This is from science.org. This is not any of these conservative only websites. This is a purely science website, one of the more respected ones. This is from 2019. One of the projects has already received funding from NIH, NIA in Bethesda. Okay, this is a controversial lab study that modified bird flu viruses, in other words, bioengineer, in ways that can make them more risky to humans, will soon resume after being on hold for more than 4 years. Now, this is NIAID. This is Anthony Fauci's personal kingdom. Remember, he was over that for 38 years. Science Insider has learned last year a U.S. government review panel quietly approved experiments proposed by 2 labs that were previously considered so dangerous that federal officials had imposed an unusual top-down moratorium on such research. And they started it back. And this is the NIAID. And this is the H5N1 influenza. In 2011, Fauci and Kowalka alarmed the world by revealing they had separately modified the deadly avian H5N1 influenza virus so that it spread between ferrets. And that's what they were experimenting on. One of the investigators leading the studies, however, says he's happy he can resume his experiments. All of this is being funded by the way, if you don't know this, while other parts of our healthcare part of government, the labs that study diseases and such that are part of the National Institute of Health, while others were losing budgets, pretty much all of them were losing budgets, Fauci's were gaining in money, and this is what they were putting the money towards. Is this H5N1. The grant was originally paused in 2014, and started back in 2019. Well, probably 2018, but it didn't come out until 2019. So let's get to the more recent news. Now then, let's look where else has been funding this H5N1 gain of function testing. And that would be the United States Department of Agriculture. And by the way, it's been proven that the U.S. Secretary of Agriculture, Tom Vilsack, lied to Congress about it. At least $1 million in public money sent to the CCP, that's the Chinese Communist Party, for bird flu gain of function studies. And this was in collaboration with the Chinese Academy of Sciences. It's not real. Vilsack's response was, it's not really a collaboration per se. To my knowledge, there is not data sharing. All of this basically is walled off, so everything we're doing stays with us. It doesn't necessarily go to the UK or China. That's what he told people. Do you honestly believe that the Chinese Communist Party is having scientists working on something like this and not making sure they know every aspect of it? Look at all the spies that have been found that are Chinese in our government. And this one group called White Coat Waste Project uncovered evidence that the United States Department of Agriculture is, indeed, sharing its bird flu gain of function research data with CAS, and that Tom Vilsack lied to Congress, a crime, when he claimed the department wasn't. From 2021 USDA grant application for the gain of function research collaboration, literally titled US-UK China Collab Predictive Phylogenetics for Evolutionary and Transmission Dynamics of Newly Emergent Avian Influenza Viruses. On page 13 of the document, a letter on official USDA letterhead by Principal Investigator Daryl R. I'm not going to screw up. I'm not even going to try to screw up his name. USDA research microbiologist describes a tri-country partnership. I am writing to formally confirm that we intend to collaborate on the project with US, UK, China collab, all that stuff. Tri-country proposal includes Dr. Paul Dygard, PhD, as project director from the UK, Dr. Wenjin Liu, PhD, as project director from China. So, not only are we doing something stupid, we're allowing China and another country to get involved in us being stupid. So, folks, if you know anybody that catches this particular bird flu, H5N1, you know who to thank. If we get to a point that there's pandemic levels of this stuff, you know who to thank. And by the way, you helped pay for it all because, well, we have government agencies that don't answer to the people anymore. They don't answer to Congress anymore. They answer to themselves and themselves only, and they get away with lying to Congress. Think about this for a second. This is only possible because we continuously elected people for decades that wanted this to happen because they didn't want people interfering with the bureaucracy. Change this, we have to vote in people that are going to constantly fight the bureaucracy, that are going to have to go through what Trump went through. But I hate to tell you this, you're not going to get that many of them that are going to run for office that are actually going to fight. And on top of that, so many of y'all won't vote for people that will actually make changes because, oh, they're not conservative enough. Oh, they're not what we want. In all honesty, I would never have picked RFK Jr. to be against some of the things that he's against, but he is. He wrote a book. Look into his book. Ladies and gentlemen, we need a change because this gain of function stuff is highly questionable and they're trying to hide it on top of that. So we need to make a change. We really do. We need to make a complete change. But hey, very few people are going to listen and actually do something about it. This has been Paul, the Redneck Thinker. Y'all get sick, you know who to thank. And also, hey, share this video if you like it, and subscribe if you're not. This has been Paul, the Redneck Thinker. Bye, y'all. Folks, I just want to say thank you for listening. I want to thank you for taking your time. I want to hear what your comments are about what you think on this topic because your comments are what's important, not necessarily mine. I don't care if you're Republican. I don't care if you're conservative. I don't care if you're liberal. I don't care if you're Democrat. I want to hear your opinion on these topics. I want to thank you yet again for listening to my video. Like, subscribe, and all that other hoopla. This has been Paul, the Redneck Thinker. Y'all have a good day now. Bye.